610-632-0975. We started the show a long time ago with a little frustration about the Jalen Hurts Nick Sirianni connection, and I want to play this again for you because Nick Sirianni has done everything to curry up to Jalen Hurts. He's made excuses for him. He's done this, and I'm not saying that Nick Sirianni has helped him appreciably. I don't know the inner workings on why Jalen Hurts would not like the guy, but he's gone out of his way not to criticize Jalen Hurts to the point where it's almost silly.
Yeah,
right?
It's obvious. I mean, even dating back to last year, and you mentioned this in the beginning of the show, when Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown ad-lib at the line of scrimmage against Seattle and throw that interception, Sirianni takes the blame for that.
Exactly.
He goes out of his way to deflect from this guy.
And then he says about the turnover doesn't really count because he was throwing the ball. Sometimes it is his fault, but on this particular play, I'm not going to say that. Does he have to have that clock ticking in his head? Of course, that's part of his job, but there are so many other different things that account for a turnover. So he's going out of his way to not put the heat on Jalen Hurts. Is it being reciprocated? Oh, I don't think so, because we're going to play the question and the answer from Jalen Hurts when asked about this particular situation.
Jalen, you and Nick are obviously big voices on the team as the head coach and the quarterback. As you enter the bye and you want to find an identity, do you two talk about maybe, what you want the message to be to the team or how you kind of want to handle, as you guys go into the second part of the year?
We have our moments.
We have our moments. You got to be kidding me. How do you answer that like that?
If that was a standalone answer, and there's not been any history of Jalen doing this before, I've said, all right, maybe we're looking too much into it. But you're getting this coming off the heels of this offseason when the last time we heard from Hurts in the offseason was, that's a really good question. When he was asked about, what does this tell you about Nick Sirianni? This has been too many instances now where this is just sports talk radio creating a controversy. Because I had people coming at me and saying, you just are trying to create a controversy. There's too many times now where Jalen Hurts has had an easy opportunity to talk positively about his head coach, and he doesn't. And you may be thinking out there right now, well, what do you want him to do, lie? Yes, I want him to lie.
Well, here's the thing. If you're a leader, that answer does not go towards being a leader. It just doesn't. It's like what we know what that answer implies. When you say an answer like that, you know what it implies. And guess what? So does the team. The team knows what that answer implies.
Exactly. And he's supposed to be the leader of this team.
The quarterback is not happy, really, with the head coach.
And that would have been fine. If he wanted to do that behind closed doors, go to Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman in the offseason and say, hey, look, I want to upgrade the head coach. I don't think he should come back. But once Sirianni is back as the leader of this football team, as the franchise quarterback, it's up to you to not let that type of messaging get out to everyone where you're signaling, I don't like Nick Sirianni. And really, what did this guy do to Jalen Hurts that he hates him so much?
I don't know. Maybe he did something. Who knows why he doesn't like him? I don't like Nick Sirianni because I think he's a goof. Now, maybe players look at him the same way, and that's why he doesn't have respect, because he's used to having serious button-down coaches, and that's the way he's cultivated his personality that way. But, a leader, well, that's not what that answer implies. And if teammates go, Jalen's got no respect for my man, how would they have respect for my man? How are they supposed to have respect for my man?
They're not going to. That's why I think this may be the biggest problem on the team right now. In addition to Jalen Hurts' turnovers, his lack of leadership.
And if you think we're trying to cause controversy here, you explain that answer to me. Go ahead. I'll give you a free rein to explain why you would look at it like, well, it's just us causing controversy. That was a cryptic, stiff answer that implies that, this head coach, I don't feel him. That's what it implies.
Can I just get a timeout on the question that was asked?
Sure.
What has Nick Sirianni done to Jalen Hurts?
Yes. Tell me.
Did you watch the offense he was subjected to play in last year?
Tell me what he's done.
best friend is now working for the Commanders, and people are taking Jaden Daniels over him now because it's looking a lot better for that guy than it is for him. Half of the building had to pack up their stuff and leave after last season because of the guy.
And
what
now,
are we talking about?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with this whole narrative. Do we really think that Brian Johnson is the sole reason that Jaden Daniels is having success?
No, I don't think so.
But so now he leaves, and Jaden Daniels is having success, and it's all Brian Johnson was this genius, and it was all Nick Sirianni's fault. I'm sick and tired of it. I know Sirianni is a problem. I get it. But to blame him for absolutely everything that goes wrong is overstated. Jalen Hurts is a turnover machine. That's not on Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni's not telling you when you dodge a rusher in the pocket that he's still there. How do you not know he's still there? And then you're going to wind up and try to throw a 60-yard bomb and you get strip sacked. This is the problem. You can't blame Nick Sirianni for Jalen Hurts' turnovers. And if Jalen Hurts has a problem with Nick Sirianni, it's not because of the turnovers. It's not. He's not the one out there making those damn plays.
So what's gotten better from last year? Nick Sirianni's back. You got a chance to fix everything.
And now you got Kellen Moore.
Nick Sirianni got a chance to fix everything. We're 4 games in. I'm talking about the same things. I'm listening to fundamentals 25 times in the postgame on Sunday because we don't have any answers. We have the same non-answers to the same questions he's been asked.
Why are you making an excuse for Jalen Hurts here?
You're asking me what has he done to Jalen Hurts, acting like there's no reason why Jalen Hurts wouldn't like the guy.
Well, right. Let me just throw this your way. They started 10-1, and for most of that part of the season, he was an MVP candidate. So what did he do to him that was so terrible? I'll tell you what he did to him. He took away the RPO because he was afraid the guy was going to get hurt.
As neat as we could already see last year that he wasn't moving quite right.
Yeah, okay. But, you know, he was pretty successful early in that season.
I keep going back to the Tim McManus article that came out during the preseason. This was in the article. Quote, Jalen doesn't give Nick enough credit, the source added. A lot of what we do well does stem from Nick. Another team source described it as Hurts trying to play hero ball. Another put it, he was trying to prove he was worth $250 million on every play. It goes on. It goes on.
Yeah, I read the story like 25 times.
Multiple sources believe Hurts.
Listen, we got you.
Absolutely.
We lived this one.
I'm going to finish the point.
Okay,
Multiple sources believe Hurts absolutely tuned out Sirianni at points last season, and Hurts as a leader will need to improve on a habit of shutting people out when frustrated. A habit doesn't mean it happens once. It doesn't mean he's only shutting out Sirianni. A habit means he's doing this frequently to many people. It says people, not Nick Sirianni. People. Jalen Hurts is a problem, man. I've supported Hurts. I've defended Hurts. I was a fan of Hurts. He is a problem. He's a problem as a leader, and he's a problem as a quarterback. Whoa. And I'm starting to think that he may be the biggest problem on this Eagles team.
We got to take a break. I want to start the 1 o'clock hour with the disparity of how these two men handle each other.